Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna go ahead and do this super cute coffee pod Grinch. This DIY kit is from happyglamlife.com. Anything and everything that I'm gonna use in this video is gonna be down in the description below, so feel free to check that out. But so yeah, the very first thing that I actually forgot to take a video because it's very time consuming is you're gonna go ahead and sand your wood. Now it's optional, you can do it, you don't have to do it. But the reason why I recommend this is because when you're gonna go ahead and paint every piece and you're gonna use acrylic paint, it's gonna apply smoothly onto the wood. So I recommend sanding the wood pieces and then wiping them down before you paint them. So after you've done that step, or you don't want to do that step, it's entirely up to you. You go ahead and use an acrylic paint. You could use whatever paint you want, but the ones that I'm using is going to be down in the description below. So I'm just applying a black paint onto the base. This is the background of the Grinch. Don't worry about painting on top of the guidelines because you could still see it even after you paint on top of it. And so what I do is I let each color sit for about 5 minutes and then I do a second layer, so that way the colors are going to be a lot more pigmented. I mean, the one that I'm using, the paint that I'm using is already pigmented, but again, to each their own. You do whatever makes you happy or however you want to do. You even can use your own color palette. You know, if you don't want to use black for the base, you want to do white, that's up to you. That is one of the good things about doing a DIY kit or using a DIY kit instead of purchasing an already finished product. So I know the reason why you're watching my video is because you like to do DIY and you like to do arts and crafts. So the good thing about doing DIY kit is you get to choose your own colors. You could even put rhinestones, you can put glitters, you could decorate this, you could use anything to make your product stand out, or if you want it to be unique, if you're selling this, if you're doing this as a small business, there's literally a lot of things that you can do with it. The creativity and the options are just endless. You know, you can do anything you want. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward everything and I'll see you on to the next step. Okay, so after you did your layers of paint, so as for me, I did 2 layers. As you can see, it's a lot pigmented compared to just 1 layer. So you do what you want to do. It's up to you depending on how pigmented your paint is. So some paint out there are a lot pigmented. So after it's all dry, you're gonna go ahead and start sticking everything together. So right here I am using Gorilla Glue made for wood. So these are glues for wood. You can use any type of glue that you like. Just make sure it's strong enough to hold all of this wood together. So I'm just using a stick, I don't know, popsicle stick I think is what you call it. The reason why I do this is because this type of glue, especially on wood, if you're trying to stick wood together or any flat surface together, the glue tend to spread out. So whatever you do, do not put too much glue. So the reason why I asked y'all to use a strong glue, so that way you don't need to put a lot and it's gonna hold really, really strong. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything that I'm using down in the description below. So I am just doing this carefully. I'm making it fast forward, that's why it seems like I'm moving really fast. If only I could work this fast, right? So yeah, just be careful. Try not to make any mess with your glue. Put as little as possible. If you have a strong adhesive glue, just make sure it's made for wood, not like other things. Like, don't use Mod Podge, because it could work, but you just have a risk of it maybe coming off. I'm not really sure. I haven't used Mod Podge with wood. I don't like to risk it because I do sell this, and sometimes I give them to friends and family, and I don't really want to give them something that's not gonna hold for a long time. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward everything, and I'll see you on to the next step. Alright, so after you've stick all of the letters into place and allowing it to dry for a bit, you're gonna go ahead and now put the Grinch face, I guess, the green color, the Santa hat. You don't put glue yet, just make sure you put them where the outline is. So in your DIY kit, the base has an outline, so you could see where each piece belongs, so you don't have to really guess, which makes your process a lot faster. And then you have your coffee pot, of course, just make sure it fits, and voila. So after you're happy with the placement, you make sure that you can see the guideline, go ahead and put a really good amount of your wood glue. Make sure this time you put a little bit more compared to when you're doing it with the letters, just because the pieces are a lot bigger and they're a little bit more heavier compared to the letters, right? But as you can see, because my Gorilla Glue is super strong, I really don't need to put that much, right? So just let's stick everything, and I'll see you on to the final step. Alright, so now we are on the final step, and this is where the stand comes in. So there's this tiny piece that goes together. So I'm sorry I'm out of the frame, but I'll show it to you in a bit. There you go. So one long piece and one very tiny piece goes on top of each other. There, I'm showing it to you now. I'm so sorry it was out of the frame. I only realized later on, after I already stick them. But you just put them on top of each other. When you have the piece, you'll know what I'm talking about. So wipe out the glue, the excess glue, and yeah, make sure it's aligned. But yeah, so let everything, the glue that you put on the Grinch, let everything dry fully. Like, if your glue says let it dry for 20 minutes, let it dry for 20 minutes. If it says let it dry for an hour, let it dry for an hour. Do not try and move it. Okay, so after you are sure that everything is dry, try wiggling things around, see if it's, dry already. This is how it goes. So you just put the other end through that hole, and then the other piece, there you go, you just put through that tiny hole onto that piece. And we are done. I just realized I forgot to paint the back of my Grinch. But don't worry, I'll paint it later off camera. But yeah, so that's how it stands up. It is super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye!